Hi, everybody.
How's that?
You're good.
Now we're on video.
Hi, Kay.
Hi, Kay.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
Stacy?
Yes.
I went to middle school today. Okay. Like Patty Middle School, you. Scott did, Howard.
Yeah, Jared, we can hear you.
Oh. You see me?
Nope.
No.
We can only imagine, Jerry.
I'm not wearing a shirt.
Don't say that.
Thank you.
Okay, that's where you need to stop, right there.
Right.
Much information.
We are live, just a reminder.
All right.
Mike's sitting in my chair.
Yeah, sitting in your chair.
Oh, does that make you nervous?
Okay, good evening. I'd like to call tonight's board meeting to order. I'll do a roll call vote. Green here, Ms. Walsh,
Walsh here.
Mr. Barkey,
Marky's here.
Mr. Hiller,
Miller present.
Mr. Schulte,
Sophie's present.
Mr. Zanetti,
Zanetti present?
Mr. Fitzpatrick.
Fitzpatrick present.
Thank you. We have a quorum. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge of Allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, item 3 is agenda approval. Ms. Denowith.
I have no changes. To approve. Miller, sorry. Miller, motion to approve.
Support Fitzpatrick?
Motion by Hiller, support by who?
Fitzpatrick?
Support by Fitzpatrick. Mr. Hiller,
Miller, yes.
Mr. Fitzpatrick,
Patrick, yes.
Mr. Zanetti,
Zanetti, yes.
Mr. Schulte,
Sophie, yes.
Mr. Barkey,
Marky, yes.
Ms. Walsh,
Walsh, yes.
Green, yes, the motion carries. Item 4 is the minutes from October 26th. You've had, those are in your package to review.
Motion by Fitzpatrick to accept last month or last meeting's minutes. Support by Zanetti.
Motion by Fitzpatrick, support by Mr. Zanetti. Mr. Fitzpatrick,
Fitzpatrick, yes.
Mr. Zanetti,
Zanetti, yes.
Mr. Hiller,
Miller, yes.
Mr. Schulte.
Schulte abstains, I was absent.
Thank you. Mr. Barkey,
Marky, yes.
Ms. Walsh,
Walsh, yes.
Green, yes, the motion carries. Item 5 is correspondence. Ms. Denowith.
Yes, you will find in your package that we have 2 correspondence. The first item you'll find is a thank you letter from the Moore family on the flowers that we sent in memory of Ron Moore. And the second item is a parent letter that we received on 10/27.
Motion by Zanetti to accept the correspondence as presented. Support by Fitzpatrick.
Motion by Zanetti to receive and file, motion, or second by Fitzpatrick. Mr. Zanetti,
Zanetti, yes.
Mr. Fitzpatrick,
Patrick, yes.
Mr. Hiller,
Miller, yes.
Mr. Schulte,
Schulte, yes.
Mr. Barkey,
Marky, yes.
Ms. Walsh,
Walsh, yes.
Green, yes, the motion carries. Item 6 is payment of the bills.
Yes, this is Walsh, and tonight I would like to pay the following bills. General Fund, $1,239,896.15. Center Programs, $7,756.27. Food Service Fund, $82,763.84. Child Care Fund, $2,311.56. Campus Corner, $107.56. And Bond 2020 Series 1, $7,303.
Second by Hiller.
Motion by Walsh, second by Hiller. Any questions?
Yes, Hiller, I had a question. On the general fund, page 18, there was, for the roof repair or roof warranty at Briarwood. I just wanted to ask, how does that warranty line up with the planned replacement?
So this warranty addition will be for the sections of the roof that were actually put on with the 2004 bond issue. So it's like the high roofs over top of the new, what was the new teacher's lounge, the gym on the south end of the building. So those areas of the roof that were just put on, they won't be torn off. Obviously, this is just to extend the warranty on that portion of the roof, which won't have the work done on it this coming summer.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Anyone else? Ms. Walsh,
Walsh, yes.
Mr. Hiller,
Hiller, yes.
Mr. Fitzpatrick,
Patrick, yes.
Mr. Zanetti,
Zanetti, yes.
Mr. Schulte,
Schulte, yes.
Mr. Barkey.
Barkey, yes.
And yes, the motion carries. The next item is old business. There is none. Item 8 is new business. Ms. Denowith, our student reps here today.
Yes, we have both Hannah and Kara here with us this evening. Ladies, if you could unmute.
Hello.
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 That reminds me of something.
How's it going, ladies?
Good. How about you?
Good.
Ready, Hannah?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so last week's swim, the girls swim team, they won divisions, so that was really cool for them. I think this is their second year winning divisions, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
And winter sports start up this week with girls basketball tryouts starting tonight. Boys basketball and wrestling both start on the 16th, and boys swimming starts on the 26th.
Do you guys have any questions for us or anything you want to know about school or anything? Because we don't have anything fun really to share.
I know. I feel so bad.
So the testing go within the school, you guys had the SAT, the SATs, everything. How was that all kind of fun? Did everybody feel comfortable going through that, and how was the setup and everything?
I liked how it went. It was definitely, I was a little bit more stressed because I feel like I was more prepared for it last year, definitely towards the, like, before we went into quarantine. But I know everybody went in trying their best for it, so.
All right, very good.
Are you both going in right now?
Yeah.
Yes, we're both face to face.
And everything's going well? Everybody's following the rules?
Yeah, for
Yeah.
the most part. I mean, I haven't seen anyone like not follow the rules. Whenever I see people, they always have their mask on. It's always over their nose. So it's going
Yeah,
pretty well.
and the only issue was in the lunchroom, but it's getting a lot better with Fred Lind always watching and on the microphone. So
Very good.
yeah,
He'll appreciate that.
yeah.
All right, ladies, thank you very much.
All right, great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Item 8.2 is enrollment update, Ms. Denowith.
Yes, I'm going to turn it over to Neil for your enrollment up this date this evening.
We're going to take a look at the enrollment numbers. They're definitely really still preliminary at this point. I don't think they get submitted to the ISD for the first round of checking until I think it's the end of next week. I believe they have to go to the ISD, but based on the numbers we have right now, just a quick update. Sitting right in front of you guys can see that. So this first screen just takes a look at our pupil enrollment from fall to fall. So we're looking at October 2019 count to this October's count. You know, the bad news is right at the bottom. I mean, we're down in real numbers from October to October, 83.85 FTE at this moment. There are a few things that stand out on this slide that we do need to kind of sort through and figure out. We don't know until everybody submits their numbers where kids may have gone. So there's no way to tracking them until everybody submitted their numbers at the state level, and then we can kind of go back and pull UIC codes and kind of figure out where they may have gone. But so the down 14.4 students in the same class from kindergarten to first grade is not a normal number that we would see in a normal year. So we had 193.67 kindergarten students last fall in October, and it's down to 179.27 this year. So that was one of the first things that I noticed that looked a little bit weird. The other thing that stands out is just our middle school as a whole. So this is just by looking at grades. So 6th, 7th, and 8th grade students, you know, in total, we are down 68.51 students year over year at the middle school. And part of that comes into play over here with the same class. So the 6th grade class only increased by 6.25 students from last October to this October. And that's usually where we would see a much larger increase in students via schools of choice. That's typically where those numbers bump up. So I went back and looked. So like in 2018, that 6th grade class, the exiting 5th grade, moving into 6th grade that year was an increase of 47 students. Last year it was an increase of 33 students. And this year it's an increase of 6. So that's definitely an area that could, you know, entirely be impacted by the pandemic and people not switching or moving schools or possibly staying at their home school. But that's definitely a trend that is not one that we would normally see in a normal year. So the middle school in general, you know, compared to last year, down about 68 students, and a portion of that I think is going to be attributable to not as big of a school choice increase coming in 6th grade. The numbers for 9th grade kind of held their own, so that you can see the bump of the same class from last year's 8th grade to this year's 9th grade, increase of just over 22 students right now. And that's kind of on par with what we've seen in the past. In 2018, that increase was 25. Last year, the increase was 27, so it might be down a little bit, but it's a little bit closer to what we would normally see. Enterprise High School, that number is usually somewhere around 90 all the time, and we only have 74 total students at Enterprise right now. So just compared to last October by itself, that's a decrease of 15 students. So like I said, these numbers still aren't certified, and obviously tracking down and making the contacts that we need to make in order to count students is a little bit more difficult this year than it's ever been. So there is still the chance that these numbers could change. But you know, generally speaking, I think it's pretty safe to say we're going to be down students for sure. Now, the state, I think, did us, well, I know they did us a favor in terms of how we're going to get funded for this year. So we've always been funded where we take 10% of the February account and 90% of the October account, and you blend those two together, and that's what we get funded for the year. So the difference coming in for this year is what we're labeling the super blend. So on this original 2021 estimate line is what our enrollment would truly look like from a funding standpoint if the legislature did not change the law for this year. So we would have had our last February account of 3218.87, our current estimate of 3163.7. If we were to take the 10% and 90% combination of those, we'd be funded at the 3169.22 for this year. But the way the super blend is going to work for this year, we are actually going to take 75% of the 1920 blended number, and then we're going to take 25% of this year's blended number, whatever that final number ends up being, and we're going to combine those two. So we would technically get paid at the 3225 for this year. So that's where that new super blend right now is going to come in and help us tremendously. So if these numbers were to stay where they're at, you know, instead of us being down almost 75 FTE in terms of what we're getting paid for the 2021 fiscal year, we'd be down about 18 in terms of payment reduction. So, and those are big numbers. I mean, if it was a straight decrease of 74 FTE, that's about $615,000 loss in revenue. But with the super blend, and us only taking the actual 18.62 hit, if this becomes the final number, it's about $154,000 loss in revenue for this year. So about a $461,000 difference by them changing the formula in which they're paying out state aid for this coming school year. In terms of what that would look like, this is our enrollment graph that we've looked at over the years. What I did is I dropped in here, the red is what it would actually look like if we didn't change the funding formula. I mean, that's really what the traditional 90-10 blended count would be. But this far right column is the blended or the super blend right now for what it would be. So when we look at enrollment by grade level, at this time, you know, looking at that 6th grade column, we can see where if you look at what the 7th and 8th grade numbers are like compared to the 6th grade without having that increase in enrollment, the 6th grade numbers are pretty flat with what our traditional elementary class sizes are. So, you know, planning ahead, this could turn into a problem for sure. The other problem we're going to have is we've been talking about this for 3 years now, knowing that this year's senior class is the largest class we have, and they are going to graduate off at the end of this year. And, you know, just looking at the size of our senior class versus our kindergarten class, and it's a 133 kid difference. So, you know, we have two things that we're going to have to really contend with when we start looking at the 21-22 budget is what happens with the enrollment piece. Like, there's no guarantee, and I'm not even sure there's any talk of like continuing the super blend. And if you were to continue the super blend, this year's number is going to be so low that it's not going to save us. So we've got that already as a monster problem to contend with, the fact that we're truly down a significant number of kids this year. And then we have to deal with the decrease that we know is going to be coming for several years now. It's this year's senior class graduating off and not having a class of that size to replace it with. So we will have both of those to contend with as we start to work on building next year's budget here. And if we continue just to look ahead, you know, I just put these arrows in here. So really this, if we start at the top line, this is the 15-16 school year. These two count dates are both in February. So it's, you know, it's always the previous year in terms of the school year, February 10%, and the current year, October. Well, there's never been a year yet where our October count, by the time we got to the following February, that number has always decreased. So if we were to take the assumption that this year's count, the 3163, is going to be even smaller by the time we get to February, and a lot of that's because kids graduate early, you know, there are just FTEs that fall off. You know, our starting point for next year has a really good chance of being less than the 3163 for the first 10% of next year's budget as it is. And then, you know, whatever changes may come in terms of the funding formula for next year, or how the legislature and governor may decide to work on the school aid budget, is obviously going to have a giant impact on how we have to start to move forward. So if we were, you know, just to say 3163 is still the same number in February, and we just kept that number flat for next year, October, it was 3163 again, you know, basically, even from where we're being funded at this year, it's still going to be a decrease of about 62 FTE moving into next year on top of that, which is, you know, roughly another $500,000, give or take. So, yeah, probably not the best enrollment update we've ever had, but we are currently operating in a pandemic, and there are a lot of districts from what we hear that are in a lot worse shape than we are in terms of enrollment right now. Any questions?
Any questions on that?
So just one question from Mr. Zanetti. So once you guys will be able to share in the MISD, like you kind of get an idea where people went and stuff, then I get the whole county looks like, right? And I guess we need to kind of reconvene sometime after that and determine what our strategy is for going after students in our district, in our geographical district who are not going to school here, and figure out how we get them back. And that we should target our local kids as much as we can right away, right? Because we know some of them are at Warrentown, for example, right? Or other places. So maybe we have to figure out that we have to be a little more aggressive in our strategy on our own students to try to, you know, figure out why why they're not here, and how we get them back. So I guarantee you people had to move, like, we just knew that people were impacted, they had to move. For economic reasons, so I expected us to be down, but don't like it to be down that much. It's a little difficult to manage, but thank you for sharing that. Thank you.
And we do have a lot of, obviously this is a statewide concern, and the MDE has sent out numerous things to try to get, because there's so many kids missing that just haven't shown up to school anywhere, whether it be they've moved to another district or anything. So they've sent out numerous memos with strategies that we can use to try to, they want us to reach out to every kid that we had last year and try to find them. Because they, even when we go through, if we may know that they went to quarantine or something else, but some of them just have disappeared completely just because of the pandemic. They don't want to come to school. They don't want to participate remotely, so they've literally just fallen off.
How many of those kids are there?
Statewide, I haven't heard yet. I haven't heard it, but we have 74 of them. I can probably count 15 or 20 that I know personally that we're like, I wonder where this kid went. I wonder where this kid went, and we've all reached out numerous times to figure out where they went, and they don't reply. So we're still working with that, but that is a statewide issue as well. So it's a very interesting thing.
Yes.
And when we look at the 6th grade numbers, I do think in some cases we do usually get a lot of kids that come to schools of choice when they're choosing remote learning. Most of them probably just chose to stay where they were. So I would think that that's probably why.
Possibly homeschooling is an option. Just, I know my niece decided to homeschool for free. She said, if I'm going to keep them home, I'm going to homeschool.
Yep, and we've heard a lot of that. So we will try to reach out and get as much information as we can, especially once we certify and send it up. It'll be easier to track by USC. We can pull those USC numbers and you can see where they went. I know we got a kid, 2 kids from Kentucky and 3 from California just last week. That they're literally just moving wherever. So a lot of out-of-state travel.
Okay, anybody else? Okay, that's a report. Thank you, Mr. Casper. Item 9, personnel items, leaves. Ms. Stanowith?
Yes, we have in your packet, you have one request for a leave for a family medical leave.
Mrs. Fitzpatrick, motion to accept the leave as presented.
Schulte, second.
Motion by Fitzpatrick, second by Schulte. Mr. Fitzpatrick?
Fitzpatrick, yes.
Mr. Schulte?
Schulte, yes.
Mr. Hiller?
Hiller, yes.
Mr. Zanetti?
Zanetti, yes.
Mr. Barkey?
Barkey, yes.
Ms. Walsh?
Walsh, yes.
Green, yes. The motion carries. The next item is new hires. Ms. Stanowith?
Yes, we have 6 new hires for you this evening. Many of them, I can tell you exactly what they are replacing. So the first one is Jared Clark, an elementary PE teacher, and obviously we had teachers that we pulled out of specials to push back in the regular classroom. So he would be filling in for a PE position. Samantha Dorman, a special ed parapro. It's just a swap. Daniel Graves, English teacher at Warren Woods Tower. We had extra sections in English, so he's just a teacher picking up all those extra sections. Jill Price, a kindergarten teacher at Westwood, who's filling in for someone who left. Tyler Stewart, district technology support. We obviously have a lot more technology going on in the district, so we need some extra hands. And then Jennifer Wooms, an elementary teacher at Briarwood, who is also replacing someone who left.
Mrs. Fitzpatrick, motion to accept the new hires as presented.
Walsh supports.
Motion by Fitzpatrick, support by Ms. Walsh. Mr. Fitzpatrick?
Fitzpatrick, yes.
Ms. Walsh?
Walsh, yes.
Barkey?
Barkey, yes.
Mr. Schulte?
Schulte, yes.
Mr. Zanetti?
Zanetti, yes.
Mr. Hiller?
Hiller, yes.
Green, yes. The motion carries. The next item is public expression. Ms. Stanowith?
Yes, I would just like to remind everyone that this meeting is being streamed live to YouTube, and the direct stream creates a 15-second delay. So if you plan on speaking at public expression, please call the number now that is on the agenda and listen to the meeting from your phone. That phone number is 646-558-8656. And the meeting ID is 871-2992-3039. And the passcode is 087032. Upon your admittance to the meeting, you will be muted, and when it is your turn to speak, we will unmute you and call on you by the last 4 digits of your phone number. So if you're interested in calling in, please call that number now, and we will call on you for public expression. I would just like to welcome Mr. Mike Garcia, who it will be a new board member joining us in January when Mr. Barkey is stepping down from his tenure in the district. We won't talk about that for now. But, so I just want to welcome Mr. Garcia. Thank you for coming. It's good to see you.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Garcia. I see you back there. Look forward to meeting with you.
We did just test the number to make sure that it is working. It is working. I don't see anyone else. Anyone else have anything?
I do. I have public expression.
Yes.
Some good news. So I'd like to acknowledge a 2012 graduate of Warren Woods Power High School who just completed his law degree and passed the Michigan bar. My son Joseph Paul today. That, so always good news in this time of that's so good news. He's accepted a position as an attorney at the firm of Collins, Einhorn and Farrell in Southfield. Insurance litigation, and he's on his way. So
Congratulations.
yeah, so very cool. So,
Congrats to Joe.
Congratulations.
thank you, Kay.
That's awesome, Paul.
Yeah, not up to paying legal fees anymore, Jerry. It's all about
Slip me his card too. All right. Well, you know, we're going to go to a closed session, so I'll entertain a motion to go to closed session.
Schulte, make a motion to go to closed session.
Motion by Mr. Schulte,
Barkey, support.
support by Barkey. Mr. Schulte,
Schulte, yes.
Mr. Barkey,
Barkey, yes.
Mr. Zanetti,
Isn't that a yes?
Ms. Walsh,
Walsh, yes.
Mr. Fitzpatrick,
Patrick, yes.
Mr. Hiller.
Miller, yes.
Green, yes. We are in closed session.
Hold on, you.
I'm gonna push them into a closed,
Thank you. Good to see you.
Good. Thank you, Mr. Garcia.
thank you.
Kevin is going to push the board members into a breakout room. So when that pops up on your screen, Kay and Jerry, you can click join. Jerry, can you hear us?
You didn't have to pick them up on the audio. I want to hear that.
Can you turn your phone?
Turn my camera on. Got me? Turn up my volume so we can try and make this so everybody can hear as well as possible.
Mr. Green?
Whoa.
You're muted. Still muted. Mr. Green, you're still muted.
Here we go. I
Yep.
hear.
Yep.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
This is Walsh. Oh, no, Barkey's got to make it. I'm sorry.
Thank you, Kay.
I'm losing my mind.
Make a motion, we adjourn this meeting.
Motion by Barkey,
Walsh supports.
support by Ms. Walsh. Mr. Barkey,
Markey, yes.
Ms. Walsh,
Walsh, yes.
Mr. Schulte,
Yeah.
Nettie,
Yeah.
Mr. Fitzpatrick,
Patrick, yes.
Mr. Hiller,
There you go.
Green, yes, the motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Have a good night.
Everybody.
Hey.